So if there is a maandamano, of which I heard there is a maandamano in the November 4th ya agriculture, msiseme ati ni watu tu wa agriculture na wataki kutukue hapo pamoja na no. It concerns your plate at the end of the day. Ni utalipa expensive kwa sababu the small scale farmer wataambiwa no producing food. Na tunajua in the whole of Africa the small scale farmer ndio anakulisha the whole of Africa. The horticulture hiyo ni extension, hiyo ndio zenye zinapelekwa nje ya nchi. So it will touch you in one way or another. So do not wait for them ati wakanyange barabara waende ati ndio nyinyi msemage kulikuwa kuna kamaandamano ingine yenyewe. Niliona pia ya students. Even though hawana msimamo watu wa students, tuseme university wanatoka leo hii KU, next time ni technique. No, shikaneni. You have nothing to do. Those who have nothing to do wenye wanatekana tokeni, saidia hata kama ni kupiga nduru ama kuchukua sufuria na kijiko na kikombe chapeni hao watu wakitoka. Saidia, anything, do something. That's the only way tutashikanishana na hiyo nchi. But hiyo ya kusema tunaenda divanju waongee na wao, Allahu Akbar. Wacha tusemage tu hivyo. That is my option.
Fabish, it's unfortunate that some of us have to run away with our lives in order to be here. Like I've been to Club Miano, nikatoka hapo. Nikakuja Gloria Lounge, nikatoka hapo. Because people are following us. Like literally, because of the stances that we've taken. And for me, it's not just an issue of, just being here on the spaces and talking. I'm about, how much can we show up to the people that actually stand with the kind of, ile kitu yenye propagate as a people. So for me personally, mimi sina ile uoga ile sana. Because at some point I think I can protect myself. But I'm like, if that is me who's been trained like that for that period of time, like you don't have even any peace. Unaenda place, unakaa chini, but you have to, look over your shoulders before you do something or you settle down. Is this a banana republic? And if it is, then how many of us are willing to go that route, to just rebel against this government? Because Mimi, I'm willing, ready, and available. Let's do it. But the problem is, numbers. We don't have numbers on the ground. That's the biggest impediment that I would say. Numbers, guys, numbers.
There are other forms of those people. Okay, let's say wewe si mtu wa kutokea barabarani. I can understand. Most women wanakuwaga hivyo. But that does not mean you cannot chukua sufuria yako and go on the street. Hata kama wendi mbali, just go on the street outside your home. Na uigonge. Uichape. The fact that watu wanachapa tu hiyo sufuria hivi, inapatia ule mwenye ametoka nje nguvu ya kwenda, because anajua the person is not alone. There is the support of other people who are, he may be inside the house but cannot. Inaweza kuwa ni mtu mzee, inaweza kuwa ni mtu mgonjwa, inaweza kuwa ni mtoto. But that's also a form of teaching your child to revolt, mwenye wale wako na watoto. Because if you are calm na unyamaze, hata mtoto wako ataangalia hivyo aone, oh, tunachapwa, tunaumia, niliona babangu na mamangu wakichapwa, wakiumia, but still wamenyamaza, yeye pia atanyamaza. So if you like it or not, this thing is inside us. If you like it or not, it is inside us. We always have to revolt. Tupende tusipende, ukifinyililiwa, you'll have to revolt. Ule mwenye ananyamaza, bas, that's it. Ujue hiyo ni mwanzo na mwisho wako. What you have taught your family, what you have taught your kids, that's the end of that. Ujue the fact that umenyamaza, pia wao umewanyamazisha. Na wale wote wenye hawana hiyo nguvu, hawana hiyo energy, sawa, hauna energy ya kutoka nje, uende kwa barabara upigwe na tear gas. Ni ukweli hiyo kitu inanuka, na inanuka vibaya, na inaingia kwa mapua, inaingia kwa masikio, hata kwa mwili saa zingine. But what is that you are gaining out of it? Maybe unaenda tu upigwe na tear gas, uonekane. The fact kuonekana is one thing, a very good thing. Secondly, that's showing your children, your life, your family, your extended family, your neighbor, there is something. Lakini ula atoki, tafadhali wewe utoki, chukua sufuria, chapa. Kama hamwezi washeni moto kwa barabara, wekeni mawe kwa barabara. Ni nini mnasema hati huwezi fanya anything? Huwezi fanya anything. Nini? There's no way unaweza sema haufanyi anything. Hiyo ni kumaanisha wewe ni bongo lala, umelalisha akili, hakuna kitu unataka kufanya. So the people fight, people waende nje kwa barabara wakaumie, and then where you gain? What are you gaining? You will not gain anything if the whole of the country is not free. The whole of the country has to be free so that you also can gain. Hata ufanye nini, bado wewe ni mtu mdogo. So long as you are not in that big group up there of 8,000 families plus those people who wenye wamepatiwa free range ya kukuja Kenya wadunge watu mashindano bure na hakuna kitu watafanyiwa. So long as you're not working in the NGO and you're not those big people in the NGO, because mkidania tuna earn the good amount of NGOs, you think, oh, it's okay. No, those NGOs, they can close and you will find yourself in the same shit as the other people. So stop pretending that, oh, I'm a good girl, oh, I'm a good boy, oh, God is good, God is good. Hata Mungu anasaidiaga mwenye anajisaidia. If you cannot revolt, that's your problem. Please do not put others people down. But you cannot say you cannot show anything. Chukua hata kama ni muti, enda angusha ni muti, muziweka kwa barabara. Nini, there are so many ways of bringing that thing down. So many ways. Chukweni mawe, waga kwa barabara. Nini mnasema mkifunga hiyo barabara kuna gari inapita, the minute gari haipiti, there is no commercial activities that is being done anywhere because the road is closed, the main road is closed. Watakuja na mapolisi watatoa, ndio, but si wataenda kutoa kwingine. Wakirudi mwageni mawe. Chezeni mchezo ya paka na panya. You are not, it's very easy. Why are you anyway, wacha nimalizie hapo.
Calm down. Calm down. Fabish, if you indulge me, it's very unfortunate that tumefika hapa. Like a country, you are never safe as a person if you actually voiced out your grievances, against the government. And we are, quote unquote, a democrat, a democratic republic. And I feel so sad. I don't know how many people go through what we see here on the ground. Like unatoka place moja, you have to hide your head in order to be alive and see your family the next day. And I'm like, okay, how much does it take for a country? How long do we have in order for us to have that real liberation? When you talk about this, independence as Kenyans from 1963, 1964, when we became a republic, And then we have all of this happening for the republic. Mtu anakuwa abducted too. The next day is either killed, you find them stashed and stacked into, polythene bags and mutilated, vitu kama hizo. So I think, personally, I took a stance, and it is in public domain. Mimi, hakuna kitu yenye, like, I have nothing to lose. I have zero, nothing to lose. But that does not mean that nitaenda, like, nikue, nikue tu, okay, I'm not taking any precaution ama nini, but I'm saying things are as they are here in Nairobi. Hey, jamaa, watu wanafaa kuwa very careful because you are trained. Na kama mtu anaweza jua nyumba yenye unaishi, they'll come for you bana. These guys are that brash, So mi nashindwa, okay, at what point saa zile mtu amejipata you are at the cornered by these people, at what point do I come to the space or collective niwaambie, hey guys, mi nafinywa huku, so I think hapo ndo tuna lose some little of connection. Yeah, what do we have to do? Because before hiyo 11/11 ya November ifike, bana, watu wanaumia huku chini. There are so many people who have pioneered this initiative ya good governance nini na nini. Tunajua Adani inafaa kuwa a case in November 11. But before hiyo tarehe 11 ifike, do you know how many people we would have lost in that case? Perhaps it would not be even in the spaces, and I'm speaking on behalf of maybe a few of us. Because already you can't even settle. And it's in our own country. Huwezi kaa place moja na kuwe comfortable. You have just to look around yourself. Unashindwa mpaka mtu mwenye anakuletea kama ni drink. You have to, unashindwa like, okay, nikunywe, nisikunywe. Hizo. What country is this? Have we become a banana republic? And how many of us are willing to take that? So, Fabish, I think we have a long way to go. Very long way to go. It's not enough that we talk here on the spaces. Vitu watu wana experience hapa nje, very different. Especially mimi kama jana, the way I expressed myself and said this is how I'm actually prepared for the sake of the movement. Hey, man, wait. My family has no place.
Yeah, that's okay. We don't have a long way to go. It depends with us. The action is now. Atungoje that long way to go. We just now need to put hands on the deck. We start taking actions. Kuna cha kufikiria sijui ati kwamba lazima ichukue muda hii. No. We can do this thing. We have capacity. We have ability. Yeah, and we have the power. We have the numbers. We have the zeal. We have reasons why we need to do it. As long as we have those tools, we are okay to go. That is it.
So, Fabish,
yes.
Fabish, nikuulize kitu. Let me ask you something. Yesterday we broke it down very significantly to the minimum of how we can. Okay, tumejaribu. And I know there are people who are listening to us here. The NIS, they are here. I know that. But I said yesterday that 130,000 Kenyan shillings can acquire us a shorthand gun. We are not just being, repugnant to this government and just rebelling for no reason is because our voices have not been heard. Tumeenda na maji, tumeenda na flag, tumeenda na sauti zetu. What we've been met against ni live, whether they are rubber or live bullets or snipers. Watu wanakufa bana. People are dying. And I'm like, okay, which language do we need to use? Which language do we need to use? When someone comes and tells me, tungoje 2027, that's a fucker. That is a person who is not living in Kenya. Because if you are, you won't allow that to happen for that long. The pain, the suffering, we don't have that patience. So for me, I'm like, okay, can we form that group? Can we have it already? You know, I won't even be ashamed to call it militia, but we need to have that. But how many of us, so many of us, are willing to take that route? You know, this is a matter of life and death. What wanna check up, or what wanna feel this is just a space, or this is the reality. This is the Kenya that now we have, and I'm afraid in the next 5 or 10 years to come, most of us would not be around.
Yeah, there are a lot of people have understand that they have to fight for their country. This is when you have to show your patriotism. Patriotism sio ati kwamba ati sababu uliandikwa kwa military in a rogue regime. Patriotism is when you stand against what is wrong and you believe in the principles of what is right. That is patriotism. So I think to me we are doing very well since tuanze. I've seen a lot of Kenyans volunteering. Those who are in diaspora, they are saying they are ready to do anything. Those who are at home, wengi, they are ready. We have leo mwana baka my comrades, they are willing to join. Different youths, different people. There are a lot of people are willing. People are willing. In fact, a lot of people are telling us that this is the kind of conversation that we have been waiting for. That hii ndio tulikuwa tunangojea tuzungumzie. This is the kind of debate that we could have been discussing tangu tulipotoka huko June. Saizi tungekuwa materialize, because we need to keep piling pressure on William Ruto. William Ruto, kama kuna mfanyikazi awezane na work under the pressure, is William Ruto. William Ruto need a peaceful environment, then he can do whatever he's doing. But you see, if ukimpatia pressure kidogo, he become emotional and he can lose it. And when you lose your cool, that is when you lose everything. You see, on that 25th, he had lost everything. Even how he reacted. Sasa ingekuwa pressure, ingekuwa tena in that very same next day, apetiwa another pressure of that level. You know, this is a person that even he can run mad. If William Ruto, you give him pressure for 1 week consecutively, he will even run mad. You know, so we need to keep on pressurizing him. And I tell you, if we do like that, it will not even take 1 month. This guy is very weak from my observation. He's somebody that he cannot sustain a pressure. And that is why he will use the money to buy his peace. He will use the money to bribe, the opposition, so that they can give him peace to work, because he cannot sustain pressure. When Raila was going to the street piling pressure on him, he was very distressed. Even you could see from the physical appearance that this guy was looking like even someone who is sick. Seriously.
He's a coward.
Yeah, he's a coward. So he only relied that when pressure is too much, he can use the money to buy his way out. So, but now, if we show him now that this is a pressure that he cannot buy it, he will bow down.
No, but Nipoa, because now he has a perspective that it's not only them that are armed. It's not, when the people go out, demonstrate, tumechoka, watu kwenda na flags, na maji, na bendera, na kuuliwa. We will have people amidst us who actually are armed. That is his problem. You get that?
Yeah, and
if you come
not
out
only,
with,
you know what people should understand, when we say we are dealing with a militia that is coming with wale watu wa Subaru, does not only stop from there. Even if you are a police who are still active in service, ikifika siku tunaweka maandamano, ukikuja na tear gas tutakuelewa, but ukijaribu kukuja na bunduki, kumbuka, we will now be holding each one of you at a very personal level. Kama huyu alikuwa anaua juzi, that guy that alikuwa anaua juzi, that is the one. If ikiwa baada ya kukua service, alikuwa anaitwa muru sijui somebody, that is the one that when his movement tukianza, we have to deal with him. Hakuna polisi ataua tena Mkenya alafu tumwache hivyo. Kama hawezi kufia sheria, itakuwa polisi akiwa Mkenya bahati mbaya yeye mwenyewe ajipeleke kotini. Maanake
and you know, Fabish, you know, the DCI and the NPS, the National Police Service, have disowned these people. They've said they are not the ones. They don't come with masked, you know, faces. Nini. They don't identify themselves before they either arrest or abduct you. And therefore, that gives us, it's a leverage for us. If we could take it up, like a people, the country, mtu akikuja akikuabduct, amevaa mask, they don't identify themselves. Those are thugs. We should treat them as criminals. We're not no longer looking at this at ni police wametumwa kwako. They are not police officers. Those are thugs. They're criminals. And when we wake up every day to the news of people stashed into Polten bags, wanatupa huko kwa River Yala, sijui nini na nini, watu wanakufa. I think this is the mentality. We've become a banana republic. In order to free this country, I don't know how many more have this, you know, they subscribe to our idea that we've talked enough, and that talking has not been heard. So it's about time. Mimi siziona dadangu, mtoto wangu, mke wangu ameuliwa, and I keep that fact sheet. You know, like siezi ambia watu.
Fabish, I think the best thing for now, as a leeway all the way to 11th, tuseme ikifika usiku saa 2, kelele itolewe kwa manyumba, kila mtu, kila familia, just to show how much we are against the government. Because right now hakuna watu wanaenda kwa barabara. You heard yesterday the guy wa mkokoteni alisema if you call it today, hata ukisema leo saa hii wataenda. Iko watu, people are ready to go, but until the day which inataka resemblance, because the problem is 11 as per now, what I'm hearing, there's small spaces ndio zinaongea juu yayo. Now on the ground, like you are hearing from the guy who was talking, not in mic, I mean the one who I was trying to talk about, ya Jivanji, unaona kuna vile kuna difference. Kuna watu wenye wako kwa ground hawafeel, hawaoni, hawasikii, because there is no action. So if we say this is a clarion call, kila mtu mwenye yuko ndani ya nyumba at saa 2 usiku, from now till that time, ikifika saa 2, mtu anatoka nje ama unakaa tu ndani ya nyumba yako, mnapiga kelele, inashikana, and also tuweke specific areas where watu wanaweza washa bonfire na warudi ndani ya manyumba zao. How it's going to burn, let it burn. In any case, the whole country is burning right now. Literally, it's not even a joke. It's literally, it is burning. Because kuna kitu inafanyika. People are dying in the hospitals. Na mumekewa hapo shisha. There was no transition, which is very abnormal. Now you are paying double taxes. You had paid, now you are paying again. Yani kila kitu in that country ni double payment. na hakuna services zenye mna receive. For people to show that they are not happy and they cannot go on the street, amta kujua ndani ya manyumba zenu mpigwa makofi atumwambie kwa nini mnapiga kelele. No, if it is a clarion call on everybody, mseme hata kama ni tuende kwa tutafute mtu mmoja mwenye ataenda kwa news aseme from now today until 11th people should make noise at 8 o'clock from 8 to 8:10 ni kelele tu na bonfires weko barabarani. That's a very good, it will show you how people are reacting. It will just give you, ni kama ile polls zenye watu wanafanyaga. Wachana na hizi polls za ujinga, kuna zile real polls za kuonesha how people are feeling. Already we know very much less people have money in their accounts. So this is something that is itchy. And it's not only itchy, it's hurting very, very much. But for you, to make sure that everybody stays in the game, we have to give them something to do. And we cannot just wait at 11th, na tuongojele at 10th, then to end at 12th. It will dim down if there is nothing that is done. We have to do something, and we have to give a call. We have to show something. People have to do something, which they will show. It will give them the courage that nikitoka hapa nje nipige kelele na hii sufuria yangu na kikombe yangu, hakuna mtu ananikujia kwa nyumba yangu. Unaona? But nikikuwa kwa barabara, maybe nitakujiwa for the moment, because it's not the right time. So this is just a clarion call. Can we do that and wait for the 11th while we still pump up the people who are timid, who are afraid, who are tired, who have no energy to go on, who are giving up, because even there are those who are in the prisons and in the hospitals, and they do not have the energy and they do not have the hope. But when they hear that noise coming from those houses which are nearby, they will have that purposeful energy, knowing that, they're still thinking about this thing. Because at the end of the night, people are calm. People wanaingia kwa manyumba zao. It's calm, it's dim, and people just keep quiet. Yani watu wanaongea huko chini. Na hiyo ndio inafanya government inakuwa na energy, inakuwa na hiyo raha ya kusema in any case tutawachapa na usiku mutalala. But if you give those people, even those in prisons, the energy to know that tunawakumbuka, we know you are inside there and we are doing our level best. The lawyers are doing their level best. The doctors are doing their level best, even if they know that system is already rogue, and it will give them motivation ya go on. But for the time being, we do not know where they are. And even if we know where they are, they do wananyamaza because tumenyamaza. After whatever they are going to be done, they hawana hiyo hope, because maybe some of them hata wamesahau. I know there is a guy alichukuliwa on the 25th mpaka sahi hajapatikana. So who is talking for him apart from those who are putting the pictures online? Do they have that energy to go on? Really? Have we give them energy? We should give them, even if it is not we are coming inside those prisons to get you out, because that's not possible. We give them something very small to show them, yes, we know you are here. We know. And we appreciate not only you, but we also want you to know, we know. Unagich? So let us do that also.
Yeah, currently, so that we don't look like that is a very brilliant idea. And I know people have a lot of ideas, immense ideas. But, currently what we are doing now, we want to do, because that one would need another process of, going to educate people on how to do this, how to scream. But now we don't want to be conflicted here and there. First, let us continue with our structure. People have been patient for all this while. I'm sure it will not be long, so that tusikue watu ambao tunapanga mambo mengi kama vile Ruto anajaribu kutu divert. That is, iwa anataka kwamba anaturushia a lot of things at the same time. So now let us focus first on having the structure of the movement. Ikifika hapo, those plans, when the movement already is solid, those plans, it will just be something that you can plan in 30 minutes and the thing is circulating, because we already have the hierarchy and the administrative, and the channel of communication, which it is very, very important that when we have this structure, we will have, how we can trigger information baka ndani kabisa village, na inarudi information pia from ndani village baka kwa city. So we need to form, na ni kitu tu ambao tunaweza, building that networking that we want to do very easily, because from here we get a lot of networking, so that tukiwa sasa na plan kama hiyo ambao unasema, tukisema kwamba Monday to Friday tunapiga kelele saa 2, hii siku ikifika saa 7 madrivers wote you hoot wherever you are, unaenda tu unapiga oni, ikifika hii tunafanya hivi. So hiyo itakuwa ni rahisi ku-communicate. But unaona kama saa hizi tumekuwa tukifanya civic education na kuwa very difficult, because even our way of channel of communication pia imekuwa haiko, we don't have the system of communication, and that is why unaona mtu kama labda Keotia aenda hapa, mtu mwingine aenda hapa, wawili watatu, so haiko impactful vile inatakikana, because even when we are doing like this civic education, it is not that we just go on educating on everything. We cannot be able to be teachers and educate Kenyans for everything, but there are those trigger points that when you educate Kenyans on this, they understand. I have a friend of mine, yeye ni pro Ruto vibaya sana, kila kitu ukisema Ruto ako sawa. So jana nikamwambia, naye ametoka kule wanapanda dengu, jana nikamwambia, ushasoma hii agriculture bill? Akaniambia hapana, inasema nini? And nikatoa nikamtumia, he was literally mad. Ananiambia this Ruto is foolish, how can you even think of, ni akaanza kuchemka. So also tukisha kwa sasa na our channel of communication, that structure of communication, that okay, this is the topic that we want to go and do a civic education, things that we know there are triggers, the topics that are triggers, because unajua kama mambo ya ndani ni wale watu ambao wako cities, those Kenyans in abroad, they understand the impact. But ukienda ukipata mkulima ati wanja ndege, kwani mimi na ndege inahusiana wapi? But as those triggers that are universal, that when you educate Kenyans, they can. So first thing first, let's continue with the structure. Tuendelee, mtu jitole. Now vile nani alikuwa amesema before, the speaker alikuwa ameweka hapa hata wangu, tukishapata sasa the students wing, tukishapata the youth wing, tupate the teachers, the doctors wing, we get our lawyers, we get our security system, kwamba sasa we want to deal with those rogue officers and those goons that they are killing our people. So when now we have this in place, communication will be just triggering. Tukisema leo tunafanya hii, lakini tukikuja tena tuseme acha kesho, manake even ndio tulikuja tukakuwa conflicted. Tulikuja kwa spaces after June tukasema now we need to do civic education, tukafikiria it's only one item, it was about the finance bill, and after that it came second, after that ikakuja Adani, after that ikakuja. Now every day they keep on throwing, because Ruto amejua amesema okay, mnataka kufanya civic education, you'll continue. So hatutaki kukoa walimu wake. So but this is very brilliant idea that I want to agree, but let's do fast, let's have structure. Our security, that is very important, especially our security. Tukianza kudeal now marog, yangu tu kwanza ni tuengeleze hii security as we are making the structure. Tukichoma Subaru moja, now hata Ruto mwenye atapata message kwamba things are not normal. When we burn down the Subaru, and that is our target, we have to burn it down, make video, circulate internationally. When we burn that Subaru down, is now even Ruto himself, Farouk Kibet, will tell him that no, Kenyans now, they are not joking with us. That will be a message. That will be a message. Tuone tu hiyo Subaru imepakiwa mahali. Yes, hii ndio ili abduct mtu. Burn it down. Because that is our target first. To send a very strong statement. So let's continue engaging. Batwangu, that is a very brilliant idea. We will reach to that.
Fabish, let us just put netwaje. We need to have a list of the things we need to accomplish before 11:11. Hata hii story ya sufuria yenye Hana amekuwa kiongelea, that's a very, tumekuwa tukiongelea story for so long. I don't know why we haven't tried it. We need to try as many things as possible tuone ni nini. You are right about Ruto hapendi kufanya kuwork under pressure. Because nasikia hata June 25th, nasikia, I don't know if it's true, he was not in State House. Alikuwa anajua hii imeenda. Alikuwa shaanza kupack. So ni sisi tu tulilalisha. So, let us keep on putting pressure onto this person. Tujipatie target, by the way. Before 11:11, we need to leave several marks. Several, si moja. Several marks. Every time tunaenda demonstration, na Hana Kenya amesema about supporting these other small demonstrations, farming, I don't know what. It's a very good idea. Because tukiwa support, pia watatu support. Na tunaongeza the numbers. We are stronger in numbers. So wacha tuwa support, because pia hao najua ikifika time yetu watatu support. Subaru boys, mimi nataka tu tuwashe tu moja between now and 11:11. Moja tu, tusitafuta ati mingi. Just one. That's a good message. Hawata, let me tell you, Subaru boys wataacha kufanya hiyo ujinga. Just one, because it's a very, ni government yenye wanaogopa wa Kenya sana, because we have so much power. And I like to remind people, during the French Revolution, the people waliamua ku execute the king. They cut off his head. And not just the king, bloodline ya the king, the entire family. That is the kind of power that people have. So, tusidanganywa ati hatuna power. We have the power. We have the power, but we have to start sending messages. So kenye watu wengi nasikia wakisuggest is we need to have a list of things we need to accomplish between now na hiyo 11:11. So tuandike list. Mimi list, kitu yenye nataka tu iko kwa hiyo list ni Subaru. We have to light up one Subaru. Hao ni criminals. They're not police, they're criminals. DCI hawajui. They're criminals. We have to deal with them as criminals. Tujihami. Whatever we have to use. Na Wakenya nawaambia, hawa watu wana record hizi video, mimi nashindwa, why are they just standing and watching someone getting put in a boot? Hapana, Wakenya pia, we need to start changing. We need to start showing these people our teeth, mana. We have teeth. Na ni waoga watu. Kuna mtu alisema, during some of the abductions happening, watu walianza kupiga tu nduru, wakaacha kubeba huyo mtu. Ni waoga watu. But the more we show them we are toothless, the more watatubeba. So let us send a message. History ya Subaru, I'm all for it. 11:11 tuwashe Subaru moja tu. Moja tu. Tukiwapata vibaya, kama hawana guns, tuwapige tu, tuwanyoroshe tu vizuri, properly. Tukiwapata wako na guns, tutatafuta intel about the information. Tutawatafuta one by one. Pole wakiwa peke yao huko nje. We have to send a message. Otherwise they're going to kill everyone, bana. Wataua kila mtu kwa hii movement. And we cannot allow that. General China, we have to start walking around in groups. pia tusiendeende hizo vitu peke yetu, tuanze kufanya vitu in groups, cause wakitubebea General China bana, tutatoa General China mwingine bana. Let us start walking around in groups. Tukisema tunaenda injection pale, tunaenda sisi as a group. Hawezi tuweza as a group, they can't. But kitu ya maana Kenya nimesikia from people here, we need to set targets za between now and 11/11. Mimi Subaru lazima tuwashe moja tu, we don't need to do many, just one, and then we will find our own trigger. Unajua government, the problem with, it's not a problem, it's actually a good thing. The problem with an evil government, they always find a way to destroy themselves. Na watatu trigger, ni trigger tu tunangojea, watatrigger tu Kenya mzima. Na wakitrigger tuta make sure Ruto ameenda. This time we have learned, we will not allow that guy to keep on sitting on that throne. Watatu trigger, but before then, let us keep on putting pressure. Sufuria tupige vile Hana amesema, tuelewane tu, tupige sufuria hata 5 minutes daily, 5 minutes. Tuelewane tu, tunataka tu Subaru moja, just one Subaru. Hautaisikia stories za extrajudicial killings anymore, just one. So let us set targets between now and 11/11.
Another thing yenye mimi nataka ikue also in that list ni story yenye mnaletewa mtoto wa. Sisi wenyewe tuko na watoto wa. Hata mimi ni mtoto wa. Kwa nini niletewe mtoto wa mkubwa mwingine akuja kuniongelesha about agriculture? Ati because ati baba yake ni mkubwa wa nchi, ati anachukuliwa na government already kupewa ati asimamililie blood water. Ni kukosa, tumekosa madaktari wa kufanya hiyo kazi? No, this is not normal. Already hiyo ni kingpinship mnaletewa kwa nchi. Afterwards unasikia watu wanaongea wanasema, "No, Uhuru ni mzuri, angetuachia Ngina." Mwingine unasikia anakuambia, huyu na yeye ni mzuri, anatuachia sasa huyu mwingine. Seriously, sisi si watoto? Ama hatuna mababa? Ama mababa zetu si watu? Ama hiyo government inatakana kukua only them for them na sisi tukue chini tunakanyango kila wakati? I thought we are in a democracy yenye mtu mwenye ametoka huko chini anaweza panda juu na akajirudisha yeye mwenyewe chini ama akaanguka. Lakini sasa inakaa ni kama hao watu huko juu, hiyo ni wall yao na wameweka China wall yao yenye hakuna mtu mwingine anatakana kuingililia hiyo nchi ama atakini kuingia on that side. Na sisi tuko hapa tunaklapia hiyo nyang'au ya mtu mwenye anakuja kusimama mbele yetu, anakuja kutuambia ati yeye ni baba yake ni poor. That man was not poor. That man was not poor. Baba yangu ni poor, ninaweza sema, na sina uoga ni kusema hivyo. Mtu mwenye amekanyanga barabarani na akauza gikomba ama nini, huyo ni poor. Mtu wa jana mwenye amesukuma hiyo initagwaje mkokoteni ni poor. Mama wa samaki ni poor. But huyo si poor. Tafadhali Gabriel, please. Can you? Thank you. So please, mwache kuwekea already kingpinship ya watu wengine mwenye nyinyi wenyewe hamja vote on, hamkupatiwa. Yani, how many youths do we have in that country? We have so many youths, so many brilliant ones. Hata wengine wanatoka out of the country, they go outside the country and they do marvelous things. They stand in the most beautiful posts in the world and they are showing themselves to showing ati mimi ni Mkenya from my country Kenya, I have come here na nimeweza. But that opportunity hakupewa kwa sababu nyang'au ilipewa hiyo place, ilipewa mtu mwingine. Hakukufanyiwa interview, hakukufanyiwa anything to concerning open tender ya kuonesha okay, there was 100 people who came, there are 60 people who did the best and we chose this one because of merit. Nothing, hakuna. Na huyu mtu atasimama hapo mbele na wasome. Plus anakuja mpaka kwa Twitter anawaambia come rain come sunshine, baba yangu watabakia hapo. And you are like, okay, damu yenu haichemuki on a real issue because even me siwezi ongea juu ya baba yangu hivyo because baba yangu akifanya kazi yake, hata kama yeye ni mwalimu, hata kama yeye ni pastor, hata kama yeye ni muuza ng'ombe, hata kama yeye ni nini, kazi yake ni kazi yake, and I cannot put my head in the matters of my father. The matters of my father are the matters of, if I want to stand na munichague mseme yes, we want Hannah to represent in bank, and to represent in blood, and to represent in youth, and to represent in agriculture, let my merit come up. Munichague by merit, but not kwa sababu ati I belong to, or I was born from, or nimetoka kwa. This thing has to stop. So akikuja kutusimamililia hapo mbele huyo msichana na familia yake na hizo familia zingine, please, can you turn back? Or even if not, can you walk out? There is nothing you are talking. Hakuna kitu atakufundisha mtu wa mdogo kama huyo compared to somebody who has been in agriculture for quite a while. So please, we have to do something about this thing of people being brought into the into certain industries without merit. Ndio maana afterwards unapata auntie yake ni ambassador wa hii nchi, uncle yake ni mtu wa ambassador wa another nchi, and there you ask yourself, is this a family issue? It's a family issue and you are not consulted because you are not family. Can we stop this? This has to stop. Thank you very much.
Yes, Anna, I want to agree. You know, these are the things now that we need to be discussing and putting into action. Kwanza, when you go to a lot of countries, the first family, how they put it, they're always protected. Na uwezi waona na kierere wakitembea because huwa inajulikana kwamba ni national security. Lakini hao wetu wanatembea na kierere. Now, as the movement is going on, Charlene Ruto will be stopped. Tutaanza kumpatia stress, tutaanza pia Ruto ajue kuwa vile huwa tunauoga na watoto wetu wakitoka nje, he should also have that feeling. We have never elected Charlene Ruto anywhere, and babaka ameonyesha kwamba hatujali, and akae na watoto wake huko awache. So people should be scolding her, people should be shouting at her, people should be giving bad letters to take to her father. Even tutakuwa tunapa, that is how we will be treating her. Then she can choose whether she wants still to continue or no. But Charlene Ruto should understand that her father is enemy of the people, and he have to continue, because any moment that we see around us, it is giving us bad memories. Can you imagine the mother of Rex, whenever she is addressed by Charlene? Tell me, how would that mother feels? That your father kills my son and now is sending you to come and address me. Is that not insult? Tell me, the mothers of those people, that their kids, their children were shot. They don't commit anything. How do they feel wakiona Charlene Ruto akiflound kuzunguka na kufanya catwalking around, knowing it is their father that killed their children? No. We should not be taking those insults. We should not be taking those insults. Charlene Ruto, Akai Sugoi, that is where she belongs. Not even State House, because State House is our public utility. Being a blood ambassador for what? Apeleke damu yake, or is it the blood that they are pouring? That's why they are calling blood ambassador. Yes, we want even to know what is the relationship between her and being blood ambassador? Or is it blood? Is it the reason why they are shedding blood?
Actually, you are right about that. It's
so
blood.
People should stop her. Anywhere she go, we will be shouting at her. We'll be scolding her until she have to be tamed. Hajachaguliwa na mtu, and we have a right of expression. So when I say like this is not incitement, we will have a right to express that, hey, your father is killing us. Hey, your father is selling the country. Hey, go and talk to your father. Don't come and lecture us. Go and lecture your father, because he's close to you. If you think that you have brain to come and talk to us, go first and talk to your father. Let your father change. Ama namna gani? Atakujaje kutu lecture na anakaa na babake na amamka na babake asubuhi? Let us start first by educating our father about good governance, accountability, transparency, and humanity before coming to lectures about agriculture. Let her go lecture our father about us, the sovereignty of our seeds. That is what she should be doing. The first family are there to advise when the man is getting wrong. He might even be, he have mental problem. They need to help that man. Si kuja kutunini hapa, hawachana sisi kabisa. So people should not give her audience. Anywhere she go, she's not a pastor. She cannot lecture us in church. She don't have any background of agriculture. She cannot lecture us on matters agriculture. She cannot lecture us on matters governance because her father is the worst. She has to lecture first her father. So Charlene Ruto, yes, we should call her name. We should call her out anytime. We have another idiot, a goon. Anaitwa Ruto. And I think it's Nick Ruto. Ule mwenye amenunua matatu. It's not Nick. There's another name. Kuja kusumbua watu. You know, kuja kusumbua watu. How much does matatu give you? Weston Hotel that was grabbed and you already given up for now. You should go and manage that hotel and give matatus to operate in peace. So anywhere these kids should be called to order, we will not give them audience. His father cannot be disturbing us and the kids also. Kwani how vulnerable are we in this country? Were we meant to worship one family? What do they have? They don't have brains. They don't have morals. They don't have manners. They don't have humanity. They don't have heart. They are heartless. What do we learn from them? We should keep this rage. We should not be colonized by one family. Ruto cannot totalize this country. It cannot be icon that they say, we are proud with him. He has never done anything for this country, William Ruto. Hakuna kitu ambao tumejivunia. He has never, hajawahi kufanya. He has never even been employed. He has never even built any institution. What does he have for us to celebrate? If it was the children of Wangari Maathai, yes, we know that we have to reward them. The children of Dedan Kimathi, yes, they gave us liberation of this country. At least we respected Uhuru Kenyatta, yes, at least his father participated in the struggle of this country. The reason why we have also, all this while we have been at least supporting Raila Odinga, yes, in as much as he has his own flaws, he fought for the liberation of this country, and even his father fought for the liberation of this country. William Ruto, when people were fighting for the liberation of this country, he was working for the oppressor. Alikuwa kwa organization ilikuwa inaitwa YK92. When people were fighting for multi-party and democracy, they were the youths that were used to oppress and silence the voices. When Wangari Maathai was fighting for environment, William Ruto was Assistant Minister of Environment, fighting Wangari Maathai. But today atasimama kwa podium. William Ruto amekuwa yeye always on the bad side of the history of oppressing us. And ironically, even now that he's in power, he's still on the wrong side again of oppressing us. Yani Ruto amefanya kama sisi wa Kenya. We have a personal grudge with him. He oppressed us when he was with the oppressor. And now even that we entrusted him to come, okay, chukua basi, maybe you'll treat us better. He's still oppressing us. When we talk, People are saying that we are radicalists or that we are anarchists. Anarchist how? When you are talk of anarchy, what is anarchy? It is the lack of the rule of law, and William Ruto is practicing that perfectly. You cannot exonerate Ruto with anarchists. Ruto is anarchist number one when you talk of anarchy. It is not us fabricating anarchy. It is Ruto. And when you are ruling without constitution, when you are defying every chapter of the constitution, you are anarchist. And that is what he is. When you kill people on the streets, you are anarchist. There is no law that allows you to kill people. When you kidnap people, when you abduct people on the streets, you are anarchist because you are ruling without law. So if he's choosing anarchy and is a president, who are we not to support him? We will support our president. We will go the anarchy way until we all now get the right and turn back to the rule of law. So that's what tunasema, ukikuja in anarchy way, we deal you in anarchy way. William Ruto cannot respect the law. He will use any means to remain into power. That is why we cannot trust him for 2027 to go election with him. We are ready to go for election, but election without William Ruto. And that is why we have to put pressure by 2027. He step aside. He's not the only Kenyan that can be president. We have 55 million Kenyans who can make good presidents. So why must he force himself? So ile kitu iko, as the movement, we are going to make a stand that William Ruto in any way should step. And if wars come to us, we are boycotting, completely boycott election 2027 until the contract that we made with him in September 2027 expires. Then now we call for fresh election without William Ruto. That one is very possible. When we have our legs on the ground, we make sure that no registration will be done anywhere. People that our wamechukua electoral cards, the voting cards, we make sure that we destroy all of them. We make sure that IBC can never put ground anywhere. We make them uncomfortable until William Ruto resigns, and now we call for election without William Ruto, because we cannot participate in an election that we know very well the results. Yes, Generally.
Yes, thank you very much. I am really in support of the idea you are saying. We should not give these children chance of playing with us. You know, they play with us. They think that we are entertaining the jokes that his father is putting on us. And they have taken advantage of us. The moment they stand up and they say what the projects they want to launch are projects that are supposed to benefit the youths. Which youths are they referring to? While his father is standing at the forefront in mutilating and killing youths who are standing for the truth of this nation, are they not even ashamed? Those are the people who should, the least that should come to the public to speak to us. Charlene Root every day speaks in each and every place. You may think she's a CS in this county. And it is high time we should also tag, we should also send that hashtag to her so that she can send the message to his father that we are not contented with any government doing with the name, anything that is called William Ruto in this county. His son has now brought the matatu along this highways here. They operate the way they want. And the people who are even using the matatus are very, very arrogant. They tell you that this one is untouchable. Are we going to live in like that? And as we bembeleza these guys, no. We should also take action. These buses, these guys has brought here on the road, they should be shown something for them to get a message. You know, these people just need a message. If something is done to that bus, I think that boy can get a message, because it's like a joke. They are taking this country like a playground where you just wake up and you do whatever you want. The Matatu guys have been complaining. With them, they feel harassment. Every stage they reach, the policemen ask a bribe for them. But these people, they even drive on the wrong side of the road because they are untouchable, because the vehicle belongs to the son of the president. Those are the things we cannot allow. They cannot take this country as if it is their playground. If they want a playground, they have a very big compound at Sugoi. Let them go and play there. Let them go and do their rhetorics there. With us, we are not concerned. Even people of Mombasa are so lenient, they should go to that bee farm and release all the bees. They should release all the bees from the beehives, because those are jokes. Who is benefiting from those beehives? If it is not, and the money that was used to raise those businesses are money that have been stolen from innocent Kenyans, then someone comes to tell you that she's running a bee farm in almost 200-acre land in Mombasa. And these are the people that want here to come and we give them a smiling mouth. No, let's start even by putting the hashtags against this one, Charlene Ruto, and the brother, and we give them ultimatum to remove those bus from the road. Those bus should be, in fact, should be carrying people from the free. Did we be so irrational and radical? These buses, we could be boarding them and refusing to pay, because that's like a taxpayer's money. That's like a hustler fund. That's like a hustler fund that has been brought to the people. And they're taking advantage. They just take advantage. They think that with us, we are fools. Their father is riding over us. And also, then they have taken a chance to ride over us. So we cannot allow them. Let's put an hashtag to this one. Kwanza mwenye akona kiere kwanza is this daughter. We should do an hashtag, a very strong hashtag, that we don't want to see her addressing any youth. He can address the youths that comes from his family at Sugoyom, not in Nairobi with useless things, thinking that we are being entertained by his father's government. No, these are total jokes, and it's high time we tell them that enough is enough. If they want to bring something to help the youth, let them start by helping the youth that their father killed. Let them take the beehives to the people who died in the demonstration, but not coming to us that they want to support us. How can you support us today? Then tomorrow in the morning, if you go out to ask for our rights, you kill us like dogs. Then she even have the audacity to tell us that she is standing for the weak youths. These guys are joking with us. They are doing everything the way they want in this country because they think they have the monopoly. And we will not give them a chance. These are people we should not even give a chance. Even his father should not be given a chance, leave alone the children. And he should tame his children. These are not the first children we have seen that are coming from the first family. We had Obama, who was leading the United States of America, the superpower, the most feared nation in the world. She had 2 daughters. We never.
Yo, is it just me or we can't hear him?
No, generally we lost your mic. Let's go to health data manager. Then we go to Tau.
Even be.
You have problem with your mic. Kindly drop and come back generally, because we are losing you. Drop and come back. Health data manager.
Yes, are you able to hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Oh, thank you very much, Fabish, for this occasion. And basically, I just have very few commentaries to put across in regard to our movement. It's very clear, just to pick from generally left it from, that this is not the first family that we are seeing. Ruto's children are not the first people to become children of the president of this republic. That makes her, especially the lady Charlene, to behave like she's the president herself. To some extent, I don't even understand why a child who would have such manners to stand up, especially in a situation that the country has a bad mood, just to behave like trying to clothe everything that has been into the dustbin to appear holy. You know, in such situations, if you are a wise child, you need to be always going back to prayers and advising your father accordingly, so that he cannot continue losing the image that he has built for years, or maybe that made him to become the president. But no matter how things appear as worst, she also make it to become more and more worst. And so the father and the daughter combined is like a demagogue. It looks like now we are in a suicide or maybe scenario to all Kenyan youths. But these are the same people claiming that they're standing out there for the youths and even going ahead to speak on behalf of youth in every international forums and forums that are here within the country. So we must really wake up as youths. And I would say this to all youths that we have been used for quite long by these selfish politicians. Or quite a number of times they believed that we are that group of people who are only given 50 shillings, some handouts, and then we yell around them when they come to Mashinani and all that during the political periods. But now, I think it's just God that has made us to realize that going forward, we are not going to change anything or have a changed living style if we are going to continue in this kind of uncouth behavior that we have usually been having. So, as the movement has always held its strict that we are going forward or with our heads high, that we are not going to stop at any point if it is not achieving our targets. And by the way, up to the point that we have reached today, I can see that we are remaining with likely or maybe one option like the 2027 elections, which makes me to request all people who are ready to have this change in sincerity that we must, number one, ensure that we have a voter. We go for the voter registration, we have IDs, and then we are prepared as people who are going to conduct this activity of voting process. Then number two, we must be at a position to ensure that civic education is spearheaded or encouraged to the highest level possible in every place that you are in. In fact, if we are united as youths in this process, we are going to achieve a lot without looking and anticipating into who is doing what going into the future in regard to this civic education. Let us not sit back and watch that so and so is doing this, so and so is doing this, so and so is not doing that, the other person is doing it wrong, she or he ought to have done it this way. But instead, let us come together and support each and every youth who is doing whatever they are doing, so long as it is in the common interest of our movement. In that way, we are going to beat the government from their melancholic systems of divide and rule system that this guy has been using for quite a number of time. And he's not a new person in this game. This is one guy who has worked with all these previous leaderships. He is one guy who has been in the system for quite long and understood how to reduce the political gimmicks or reducing some political pressures whenever they arise. So we can only sabotage them by coming together, going to Mashinani, having a solid movement that we had in June. By every time that we go to a place for civic education, we're able to have attention of the majority and people come to listen to us. You know, if that would happen, especially to the our influencers who are here, the influencers who are here on media, if we can embark together in one unison, the way we did during demonstrations, then we are going to manage to ensure that the majority of our population who are not enlightened well about how important elections is are going to be educated, and then when we shall be going to for 2027, all of us will be ready and the country will be ready to listen to our voices or to listen to the theme of the reason why we need a new government. But if you don't do that, then we might maybe possibly have a challenge with the change that we really need. Otherwise, may God bless you.
Yeah, thank you. And you just made good submission, but what we don't subscribe together is about 2027. That is what we have said. 2027 is a piped dream. And that is what William Ruto thinks, that we are his fools, that he want to direct us to go 2027. That one can never happen. We can never go election with William Ruto. William Ruto is a tyrant, and you can never remove a tyrant in a constitutional contest. That he himself is not subscribing to the constitution. So please don't be hoodwinked to believe that you can compete in 2027 with the election that is already flawed. There is no chance, there is no possible, and we are not fools, we are not gullibles. We cannot wait for that. The commentator, go ahead. The commentator. Commentator, open your mic kama unatusikia. So, hii mambo I see now, NIS wameanza kutengeneza the hashtag, pushing the hashtag about Okia Omtata and Kivutha Kibwana. These are people that they are brought now to distract us. Ati watu waanze kusema hashtag. Do you think tukimweka Okia Omtata ati na William Ruto, William Ruto atamwosha? William Ruto ashaiba kura tayari. These people, Okia Omtata, I believe in a constitutional cause. Okia Omtata is good in a working democracy, not in a tyrant with someone like William Ruto. So people should not buy how when you push hashtag ya Okia Omtata and Kivutha Kibwana. Those are NIS agents that they are there to divert, to bring distractions, so that you start rallying behind. Now mwanze kusema Okia Omtata, you can beg me. Don't buy those kind of bullshit. We will select the candidates that we think they are fit when you are already done with this rogue regime. One thing at a time. What we need now is movement, not a political party.
Fabish?
Yes.
How is it possible? Because we have snitches all over around. And I'm like, I kind of just see people, how, for example, will you come up on the speaker's panel and not open up your mic? Is there something fishy? So until and unless that, is clear to us, we cannot have snitches that are actually openly subscribing to the government, because we need to vet. Maybe there has to be some way of bringing up people who have same reasoning and resonate with us.
No. For now, even that should be list of our worries. If you want to come, after all, you'll even be making, you will be building our base. No problem. But I believe most of the speakers that come here, they are supporting the cause. The commentator is having I think, issue with network. But that was the other one should not be list of our worries. You want to come here, we will listen to you. You come with a different opinion or you taking sides, we will call you out, we'll drop you, we'll go somewhere. So that one it should not be our worries, because we already know our path We already choose our path. We know our direction. We are not confused. So nobody will come here and confuse us because we already know where we want to achieve. And by God's grace, we will achieve it. We have the will, we have the zeal, we have the strength, we have the energy. So, Jeffy, that was not
Fabish, I think you should get to talk to somebody by the name of Elon, not Elon Musk, Elon, E-L-O-N. He has this idea of how you can send an SMS, a group SMS to everybody, especially those who are in Ushago, to talk to them about something. If it is the agricultural bill, he can target the specific farmers and you can send them an SMS. I don't know how it is done, but I think you should talk to him. I have added him in my group because I was thinking his idea is good, because imagine wakati wa voting, you can have something you can to give the information, the right information to this specific. I do not know if he worked with the Safaricom or other things, but he knows the technology. I think you should please get to contact him, get to see if there is, ni kama hizi t-shirts zenye we usually take and we print them to certain maandamanos, and it's going to be different because hii sasa itakuwa targeting message. I think it's a good idea, but that one is according to you guys. Just put him in your contacts, try to talk to him and get the information that is needed. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think we will reach to him. Yeah, that bulk SMS, that one also can work. And then something that I want to address here. Unajua singine wa Kenya lazima tuende tu pole pole ndio tuelewane. Kwanza, I said kuwa NIS, they are pushing different agenda to distract. I'm not saying that anybody that you push that message, you are NIS. You can innocently push it as you receive it. That is one. Two, I don't have problem with Okiya Omtata, and if in a fair contest, Okiya Omtata remained to be my best candidate of a president. I want to put it clear. But what I'm saying here is 2027 is a sham election that we can never afford to participate. Whether we bring Okiya Omtata, whether we bring Angel Gabriel, that one we cannot. So, nataka tuelewane. Si ati kwamba tukisema kwamba NIS wanapush Okiya Omtata na Kivutha Kibwana ni kumaanisha kwamba we are condemning them. No, these are great Kenyans. We all agree. Kivutha Kibwana, when he was a governor, tuliona kazi yake. Okiya Omtata, tumeona kazi yake. They are perfect leaders. They will make a perfect match. But what we are saying is, with this regime, tutakuwa tunajidanganya. So, mahali Okiya Omtata, if he can listen, pia yeye. And another thing that we are saying is, for now, let's try in as much as possible to disassociate ourselves with these personalities kwanza. Tumekuwa huko. Juzi tu hata tujepumzika. Watu walikuwa wanaruka huku. Oh, Morara is my candidate. Morara, watu, wacha kwanza, tupigane kwanza na huyu. Tukishamalizana na huyu, it is not even a must. Okiya Omtata atachukua, nani atachukua, lakini tutakuwa tumeclear the swamp. So tusianze kupelekwa na euphoria. The problem with us Kenyans, and that is why we have been always getting right, is when we start being carried by euphoria. That is how tulivuruga Kibaki 2007. Tukakuja tukavurugana sisi wenyewe, mpaka tukakuja tukajipata mahali tuko. So kwa hivyo, ile kitu ningeomba Kenyans, even Okia Omtata should listen to us. If indeed awache mambo ya tamaa, if indeed he want to be our president, of which we don't have problem with him, we will give him, but let him agree kwamba we have to do something fast to remove this rogue regime before we put him there. So he should not used to divide us.
Fabish, I get what you're saying, and I think in terms of a priority, we are getting it wrong. For example, was tuletea Omtata or Okia Omtata right now, because if you did that, we are talking about 2027. The nation is hurting. I don't know how many of us are patient enough to endure that suffering for that long to 2027. So for me, let us not at this moment. I know that Okia Omtata has, vocally and publicly stood with the people, engaged with the people. He stands with the people. But this is not the right time for us to project names and leaders. We have one cause, and that one cause is Ruto has to go. So we cannot talk about leaders right now, given the fact that 2027, we have around 3 years, to come to. So tukifika hapo, let's talk about Okia Omtata when we get there. Not in castigating or casting any aspersions about the person, but I think for the good of the movement, let's live here and now.
Yeah, correct. Because or else we'll be conflicted. When we start discussing about personalities, we'll be conflicted. So I would beg anybody that is supporting the movement, let's first desist from personalities. Hata juzi kuna watu ambao wamekuja wanasema Kalonzo yani I don't know what to comment, but surely. But I'm forced to talk this. My good friend TG Tony Gashoka, who I respect him so much, he has take sides. Kuna opportunity yeye, in as much as anapigana andani na nini, anaweza simama na Kalonzo. Now, kitu wa Kenya, because sometimes we have that something that we call selective amnesia. Kalonzo was the chairman of the NATCO when they were making NATCO report from the Azimio wing. Kimani Chungu alikuwa kwingine and Kalonzo alikuwa hapa. This agreement ambao unaona isa salamu za Raila na Ruto is not start today. It was in the NATCO report. The Adani deal that Raila came the other day and sanitized it. You cannot tell me that it was not discussed in the NATCO report. If indeed Kalonzo want to come out clear and say that he support the movement, wacha atuje atukujie na the old secret ambo it was discussed in the NATCO report as it is that document. Let him table that document that is kept secret. Kama kweli Kalonzo anataka, if you want to prove to us that he have clean hands on this government, let them come out clear with that NATCO report. And then atuambie, why did he have to engage in that in that conversation wakiwa anapanga jinsi ya kufanya hii mongrel kind of government ambayo inaitwa government of national unity. He sat in that committee. They made agreement, they signed MOUs, including at the Oster and constitutional means of deputy president. It is something they discussed in the NATCO report. And then now here you are telling us, that is what a lot of things is happening. If we talk a lot of things here. So, what wawache kuona Kenyans are fools. You know? And then now, The same thing ambao unajua ilikuwa kwa NAT report, now you are showing us atikuwa atuwe sasa ndio unapigania kwa koti. You create a problem and now you want to show us that you are solving the same problem that you created. Sisi tumefungua macho. So, but we don't want to be distracted now. Here we only have one goal, one duty, one assignment. First, to remove William Ruto from power by all means necessary before 2027. That is the only clarion call that we have. We don't have another call. We are not called to start personalizing personalities. Sijui nani versus who. No. Our eyes are on the ball. William Ruto. We use all means necessary kuhakikisha kwamba tumemdistract. We need to pile pressure on him. We will pile pressure by making sure that we use all means necessary. Watoto wake, we will pile pressure to William Ruto through watoto wake. And then tukiongea inasemekana, utasikia Wakenya wengine wakisema hapana, family haina tofauti na wao. People forget, if leo America give you a travel ban that you will not travel to their country, they will ban you and your family. Someone corrects me if I'm wrong.
You're right. You're right.
If they blacklist you, they will blacklist you and your family. We have seen that in many occasions happening. Sasa sisi kama kwa nini sasa sisi tukiblacklist William Ruto na his family inasemekana kwamba labda tumefanya makosa ama tumeincite? No. Tunafanya zile vitu ambazo inafanyika. Let's continue, request the mic. Continue sharing the space.
Fabish,
let's have discussion.
If you indulge me for a moment before I drop, I think there's a lot that is happening in this nation that many people, either because of laxity or laziness, you just come up with a decision or conclusion without interrogating the matters that are being, so we were treated to a national charade, a drama, literally, how I would actually call it. How, for example, we are glued to the TV, the television, for around 2 weeks about the impeachment of the president. You would go, okay, no one likes the deputy president. I wouldn't even support him. But I want to see a nation that is ruled by the rule of law and constitutionalism. We didn't see that in the National Assembly and the Senate. We didn't see that. And then they conducted this quote-unquote public participation, and the people were very clear, audibly clear. We want both of them to go. We don't want any of them to remain in office, because if Rigathi Gachagua is tribal, Ruto is more tribal. If he is corrupt, Ruto is more corrupt than Gachagua. So I kind of feel like when we were treated to, on Friday, it was yesterday, the deadline of submitting comments about, extension of term limits, presidential term limits. And most Kenyans came out clearly and said, no, we don't want this. We don't want this extension of term limit from 5 to 7. Until website yao ikakuwa, like there was a lot of traffic on that website. So mimi nashindwa, tutabeba ujinga mpaka lini? When will we ever wake up? Because at the end of the day, we have a national position of the UDA, which is the majority party in the National Assembly. Kimani Chungwa said on his X account, akasema that is dead on arrival as a motion, So I'm like, okay, kwa nini Wakenya tunapitishwa vitu za ujinga kama hizo? Like we go there whether physically or on online, tunajaribu hapo kusema hatutaki. And then Senator Cherargei comes yesterday and tells us mbafu zake. He tells us 80% of Kenyans have said they want the extension of the term limit from 5 to 7 years. So, and I'm like, okay, these guys, si wajinga, they actually know what they are doing. So ni sisi tunachezewa akili, because we know in order to change the government structure, you need a referendum, okay? That's what it is. Public participation and a referendum, those are not two synonyms, never will be. So wanajua hii ni kitu lazima iende kwa referendum. So the bigger question for me is, why the distraction? Why are we not talking about the real issues that matter to the common mwananchi? Why aren't we talking about this Adani? And people, when we talk about this Adani thing, people are flimsy with detail and information. Because when we talk about Adani, we're talking about JKIA. And when we talk about JKIA, we are talking about all airports in Kenya. And then we go there, we go about Ketraco, and we go to the Chief and Shah, 104 billion Kenya shillings. No one is talking about that. And now we have the Bill Gates and Melinda Foundation here given an immunity and a privilege. It's like seeking an asylum in Kenya. Well, by hata wakifanya makosa ama nini, no one can bring them, down. And we know all vitu zenye ziko associated na wao, na JP Morgan jana, na hiyo Chase Bank yake. So we need to open up our eyes and our brain. Let's see the bigger picture. Hizi vitu tunaona hapa, the impeaching of the deputy president na, extension of term limit. Hizo ni ujinga. They know they can't stand that constitutionally. We need to work.
Yeah, and another thing that I want to make today, I will use this appeal today to make to you Kenyans wherever you are. And I want to say it clearly. I know it might sound controversial, but just allow me to say it. This movement has been distracted for quite some time. We have been taken into drama, into circles, into theater, na mavitimbi. Morara has been a very good actor. Today I see is requesting for funding. I want to urge Kenyans wherever you are, both at home and in diaspora. If you are sending Morara money, you are derailing the movement. I don't have conflict. But what I'm saying is, if we are to fund the movement, we need a proper structure, channel of funding for accountability and transparency. We cannot be fighting the regime because of lack of accountability and transparency, and then at the same time, we are promoting the same where there is no accountability and transparency. Then what will we be doing? Tutakuwa tunajaza gunia upepo. So if we are going to fund and strengthen the regime, tutakuwa na, a well-structured of how we are going to manage the funds in a transparent and accountable manner, where it is not going to the hands of an individual. Alafu kazi ikifanya inaonekana imefanyika kazi gani? You cannot just take Kenyans for a ride. People are sending you their unsweat cash for you kwenda tu kufanya madrama. No, cannot be that way. So tumesema kwamba the movement itahitaji kukuwa na well structured, wale watu wa civic education, people like KOT, like kama Morana anataka kuendelea na hiyo, then kila mahali ndio iweze kufika kila mahali. Tuache hizi theaters na mavipindi. We will need to have a trust fund. If we are to support this movement, we will need to have a trust fund. So don't waste your money. If you are sending Morana money, you are wasting that money. You are just enriching him to continue with his business of furniture and using the same money kuosha ile pesa ambayo anapatiwa na Ruto. That is reality. Minimonge hapa kwa space, it is recorded. He can come and encounter it. I've said it in this space. Yes, right. I have said it in this space. Mi uongea.
You're right, bro. You're right. And I think maybe just to indulge.
Just kindly allow me to land. So, if we are to make this movement alive and realize our goals, let us not be conflicted. Don't send your money to Morara and pass this message to everyone. Even me personally, don't send money to me or anyone else. If we are to support the movement, then we will create a trust fund that will be able to manage the funds of the movement, and that will bring accountability and transparency so that every coin that we put in there can be able to do the work that we are intending to achieve and to bring us the results. Asante.
Thank you, Fabish. I actually subscribe to your line of thought, or whatever school of thought. But I think the bigger picture for me as a person is the government. And when I talk about the government, I'm talking about Ruto in person. Will keep us so distracted, confused. We don't know who to pay allegiance to. Wanatuletea hapa, like, people project themselves as leaders. For example, we had one Kasmuel. We also had this Morara. Personally, I wouldn't want to talk about their personalities because there are certain things that were really necessary for this movement. But when we have contradictory messages from these people, like, for example, the day that Morara was attacked when he went to Narok, just a day before hiyo Sunday yenye tulikuwa tunafaa kwenda Uhuru Park, we were there at Uhuru Park, and the guy alituambia very consistently a week ago, akituambia yeye hata kuwa hapo, yeye anaenda kuinject huko, and the majority of the people, almost 90%, walimwambia usiende huko, don't go there, we want you to come here with the collective. Let us commemorate and celebrate the heroes who died outside of parliament. And the guy, what did he do? He straight away went to Narok. Until the last time we saw him tweeting was, we are being attacked, some of our guys are being killed. And I was like, man, we told you this. So he is in a position where he doesn't want to listen to people, the public, who actually love him. I actually love Morara and what he does. But the problem is that he doesn't listen to the people. Because how would you publish your, you're going to be in a certain place, in a certain, duration of period of time, 1 week earlier, unaambia tu watu, naenda Narok. And the audience that you're talking about, you cannot disassociate the fact that you have enemies there. That is one of the things I disagree with him. Now, mimi shida yangu iko hapa. Tutakuja hapa tukue na Kasmuel, tutakuja hapa tukue na Morara, maybe next month tutakuwa na mwingine, the following month tukue na mwingine. 2027 itutupata hapa unawares to the degree that we will not even have any candidate solidly behind him to fit him, tuseme huyu ndo mtu tunachagua. And that is Rutoism. That is the card that is being played. If we don't read that now, it will be too late for us. So,
so we have to be careful, and we have to deplatform the distractors. We are now becoming very strict. We will be disciplined, and we will not allow any form of distraction and mockery and jokers in the movement. Kwanza. So usikuje with the aim kuwa Kenyans are gullible, nitakuja nifanye vitimbi mbili tatu, and then I start collecting money from them na niende nijiendeleze. Wakati people are giving you money because they want change, they want a country where watoto wao hatauawa. Don't think even Kenyans in abroad. The reason why they are giving you money is because they don't have anything to do with that money. But their families are in Kenya. They are also fear for the lives of their families. So, wanasema, instead ya kukua na hii regime ambayo inaua watu, let's make this movement happen so that we can move this regime. The investments are here. And then wewe unakuja tu, nafikiri utakuja ufanye vitimbi zako. Why would you want to be given money directly? Like me, nimesema, if we want to have a movement, it must be structured. Then we have a trust fund. Then from there now, we have all the channel of administrative accounts. Vile inatakikana. If hii imetoka leo imeenda kwa civic education, tunajua imeenda kwa civic education, it can be traced. Kama imeenda baka Bungoma, inajulikana, ni gari 5, ni gari 10, ni mafuta ngapi, ilienda baka Bungoma, and these are the records ya ile civic education ilifanywa Bungoma. Kama hii ilikuwa ni ya security, inajulikana, it can be traced. Kulikuwa na vijana 10, walikuwa na provide security, they were in this place, these are the records, they were in this place. Kama kuna watu waliumizwa, ilienda hospitali, inajulikana. And you know, lakini huwezi kuniambia all of a sudden, nimerusha namba ya pesa, nitumie ni namba. What the fuck? Kila mtu akona shida zake bana. Usilete njaa zako kwa movement. The reason why tunapiga Ruto ni kwamba sisi wote tunataka kuboresha maisha yetu. So usitulete njaa zako. Sisi pia tuko na mafamilia wanatuomba pesa. But tunawanyima pesa because we want to better our country. And that is why tunasema kwamba we now need to be strict. Kule tunaenda. You will not just come and take advantage of us and we leave you. And that is why even... kidogo je. And now even nikimalizia nasema kuwa, even this movement as we are now forming and to be strong. This is a message to Morara. Tafadhali, hiyo gari ambao tulikuchangia, iweke vizuri. Movement ikishika kazi vizuri, we will need it. Iweze kututumikia pamoja na hizo speaker. Anything that you take from watu si yako. Bali itabaki kwa ni ya public. So movement ikishashika vizuri na ni movement ya watu, those properties will return. Kwa kama unataka kuendelea na sisi utaendelea. Kama unataka ku live your private life, you live your private life with your private things. That is accountability that we are fighting for. Wacha tukuje kwa Kumbukeni and then tukuje kwa Ana.
Asante Fabish. Juzi nilikuwa kwa space ya mizani. Nikasema hii history ya kusign memorandum, kutuma memorandum ilikuwa ujinga. Kwa sababu ni kama unaenda kucheza game na watu unajua wanadanganyana. So I don't see why I would sign up for a game where I know the people are cheating. And from the get-go, I was explaining that. Kwa sababu, and it's evident, asante Jeffy for updating us, when a senator comes and plainly lies to you that what the record is not true and it was actually something else, you're the foolish one to go back and play the game again. So either stories are memorandum, constitution, policy, this and that, nonsense. Hizi policy ni policies a system. Wameziweka hapo kuwasaidia wao. And they don't follow them. They're supposed to control you. They're not supposed to control them. It is you who they control. So when you use them against them, it doesn't work. So mimi nimechoka. I'll come here, I'll give you grace, Kenyans, and I will continue. But what I'm doing personally, don't send me a memorandum to sign. Sababu mimi sita sign. And that does not mean I'm not a patriot, I'm not for Ruto must go. And also, don't ask me to put Ruto must go hashtag, because I don't think Ruto must go is the problem. Ruto must go, yes, but that is just a symptom. Ruto is like a zit on your face when you have, I don't know, cancer, and you're not addressing the cancer, but you're worried about the zit on your face. That's what Ruto is, a simple zit on your face and you have cancer. So I want to deal with the cause of the cancer. I want to get rid of the cancer from my body, not the pimple that comes because I have cancer. If you want to talk about imperialism, if you want to talk about capitalism and how we can remove it from our system so that we don't have a Ruto, and then once we remove it, if you want to deal with the selfish people in our community, those who will sell us out for money, I'm in the conversation. I'm pushing that hashtag. Lakini msikuje kuniambia mimi ati ni push hashtag ya Ruto must go. Because I have given you guys enough grace. Since the summer, since June, nimekuwa nikiwapatia grace all the time and indulging in your nonsense, nikiwaambia na hamskizi, it is nonsense. Because it doesn't make sense why you would go to your oppressor to ask for help, which is what using their law is. So I'm saying to you Kenyans, when you're serious to actually do what must be done, which is fight imperialism and capitalism so that we can build a system that is equitable and not exploitative, you can reach out to me. Asante.
Asante sana. That is true. That is the reality that you are faced in. You know. So tuache hizi mambo za kumanipulate Kenyans. People are tired. People are hungry. Kila siku unakuja hapa, you want to manipulate people, and yet again we are here. Yes, and these people, these things of pushing hashtags. I agree 100%, and mimi nimesema hizi hashtags ni za kudistract watu, na hata nyingi hizi hashtags huwa ni za nice. Unakuja kuambiwa kupush hashtag hapa tu kwa space kusema Ruto must go. Ruto cannot be removed by hashtags. We need to have actions on the ground. This memoranda that we are signing in, do you think it make any sense to this regime? Hizo emails, are you sure kwamba email yako itafunguka? People have been doing public participation on town halls. But what are the results? So, we should be serious. What Kumbukeni is saying, we should be very, very serious and understand what we want. Anna, go ahead.
Nilikuwa nataka kusema, unajua hizi mashida zote zenye tuko nazo ni za kuletewa. Hakuna shida yoyote yenye Mkenya anakaa chini nayo, anajipata nayo, yenye si ya kuletewa. Yani there is somebody somewhere, anakagua, anapanga, anaona lazima tudhulumu wao watu kidogo, and then tuongeze kidogo, and then tuongeze kidogo, mpaka saa ile yani msibust lakini mbakie tu pale pale. And these are the things that unaona Wakenya wanashindwa kutokea kwa barabara because wanaongojea ibust. Yani wako pale tu wanaongojea ibust ndio waende sasa kwa barabara, kama sasa ile problem ya nini ya bill. This is very serious. Yani mimi ile kitu nilikuwa nauliza ni Ubuntu ilienda wapi? Mahali ulikuwa unakosa sukari, unakosa chumvi, unaenda unaangalia neighbor yako anakupatia chumvi, next unaenda unamrudishia na kumchungia mtoto. Ubuntu ilienda wapi? Ukiona neighbor yako ni mgonjwa unalia na yeye. Hii yote imeletwa kwa sababu ya one thing. Ruto aliingililia kanisa. Ruto vile aliingililia kanisa, amecorrupt au watu wa kanisa wote. Sai ma reverend, angalia ujinga yenye na happen at reverend anapewa kiti ya kusimamilia river. Na sijui kama atachukua, lakini all the same these people have been corrupted so much. Yeah,
I can't hear anything.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are. Go ahead.
Jeff, I think you should refresh your mic. Na pia upandishe General China, yuko huko chini anajaribu kupanda juu. So the thing is, Ruto aliingililia kanisa yenye liko pia inasimamililia wa Kenya, inasimamililia youth, inajua shida za mama, inajua mahali shida ziko, na wanasimama tunatokea barabarani.
Fabish, I don't know, but
maybe
the
Jeff, refresh.
yeah.
So this is the problem. We have to go back to those churches na tuongee nao ma reverend, because wanajionaga wako na pesa, wako all night, wamefika pale mbele, na ndio vile baadaye unaona Mtata anasema watu wamekula corruption so much mpaka ni ile yenye afterwards mtu anakuambia ni God na ni wizi tu ndio imefanyika. So hawa watu wa kanisa ni lazima tuwaketishe pia chini. Kama wanakuga na hiyo event yao ya clergy, I don't know, sijui reverend, we have to sit with them down, because kanisa na politics hazitakikani kushikana. Kanisa na politics zinatakana kuwa very much separate. Why? Because if anything or any problematic law inaingia inapushiwa iingie kwa law, kama sasa for example here Melinda Gates na cronies wake kupewa the possibility ya kufanya anything that they want, government hata kama haiwezi sema much, kanisa inatakana kuja iseme hapana, tulikuwa na shida yenye hii association ya Melinda Gates na walipatia wanawake madawa mbaya na hao wamama wakashindwa kuzaa. Kuna shida ya polio ilipatikana na ni ya Melinda Gates na bwana yake, of which hatuwezi tikia, wakapatiwa only the right the green light ati wafanye vituko zote zenye wanataka kufanya kwa nchi yetu Kenya. I do not know when we sought or even signed ati Kenya itakuwa a pilot country for all the bullshit inatoka huko west, ama inatoka huko inatoka huko US. Hiyo ndio nataka kujua, ni wapi tulisign tukasema we are welcoming takataka zote zenye ama watu wabaya wote kwa hizi nchi zenye ziko huko nje ndio ziingie nchi ya Kenya zifanye all sorts of. Kuna problem ya so many things. Technology walikuja wakapea watu sijui aende wakaangalie macho, sijui unapigwa macho picha, and then afterwards tutalipo 10,000, unapata 10,000 baada wako wapi? So walipiga picha hiyo ni information yenye ilibwa na hatujui kwenye zilienda wapi. Hakuna. We do not have gatekeepers. Hiyo nchi needs a gatekeeper. Normally the CSS are supposed to be gatekeeping, but they are not doing it. Parliament ndio ilikuwa inatakana kuwa gatekeeper, haifanyi. Then sahi wako kwa kanisa gatekeeping, they are not doing it. Sasa tumewachwa watoto wenye hawana baba na mama. Ni sisi wenyewe tupiganie, na sisi wenyewe tena katikati yetu tunapigana kwa vituko zingine za ujinga. Hata ukiangalia TL unajiuliza ni nini shida na hao watu. Hawajui mnakuja kubomolewa juu chini yani hakuna barabara, hakuna njia, hakuna. Mmejipata mko ndani ya kikingi na mmefunikwa huko ndani. Ni kukufa tunakufa, ni kuuliwa mnauliwa, lakini